Good morning, guys. I wanted to show you a little bit about, talk to you a little bit about my calendula. Calendula is a medicinal flower. Look at that. I actually planted a calendula mix from Seed Geeks. I think it was like Sunrise Calendula. So they're all different types and kinds, but the benefits are still the same. Look at that. These are so beautiful. I love the layered kind. Look at that. So the reason why I grow calendula, and it is my favorite medicinal, is because I like to dry them out. I will cut the heads off and I will take all the petals and I will dry them on a drying rack, and I put them, after they're dry, in a jar, and I add my carrier oil. Most of the time I'll use something like olive oil or avocado oil, but whichever carrier you prefer. Look at them. And I will use them for my soaps or my salves, my skincare. They are really good for things like dry skin, cuts, scrapes, eczema, psoriasis, just any skin issues. I've always used them for. I've used them for burns. Now, in regards to growing them, I am in Texas. I'm going to show you some more that I've started growing. And in Texas, they need a partial shade. They can tolerate some sun, obviously, but once it gets really hot, it's really hard for them. So here are some others that I planted. My favorite method of planting is a little chaotic. Let me get some of this radishes out of the way. But I kind of just fluff up the soil and I spread the seeds. I'll throw them down and whatever comes up, comes up. That's my favorite way to grow calendula. So as you can see, these are nice and healthy. Those are nice and healthy, partial shade. We're gonna go to this part of the garden over here. Also, I plant them kind of like February, March and throw them down. I haven't had the best of, luck with just throwing them during the summer or later spring. It's just too hot for them. They do enjoy cooler weather, but they also won't grow in the winter. So make sure you do that. This bed is full sun. I wanted to do a little experiment. These are growing much slower, and I'm having to water these a lot more often. Although they still do look a bit healthy, they are growing a lot slower. So the green color too is a lot lighter than the color on the other side. So let me go back over here real quick. A way to kind of mimic the shade that I have, I added big sunflowers. I'm allowing cilantro and parsley to go to seed. I grew some zinnias, some radishes. That is to give this the shade that it needs here in Texas. Not quite sure about other places, but again, Texas sun is really strong, and I've always had incredible luck with the adding the bigger plants by the calendula and them growing all the way and doing a really good job. So let's go back over here. I actually do the same for the cosmos. So after these calendulas die off, what you need to know is I'm trying to look for a dead one. I think I pick them. I'm pretty good at deadheading. The more that you deadhead, which is like cutting the calendula that are dead off, the more flowers and blooms you are going to get. And with calendula, it's going to grow the seeds in the middle of the seed head once they're dead completely and dried. And then you're going to save those for next year. Or if you have pretty good soil, they're going to fall on the soil and they'll grow by themselves next year. That's happened to me quite a few times. And I wanted to show you something a little bit interesting about calendula as well. I talk a lot on my channel about trap plants like ragweed, but calendula and marigolds are also trap plants. I don't know if you can see this, but there are bugs along the stem of the calendula. There are even caterpillar droppings. Oh yeah, they're everywhere. Look at all the caterpillar droppings all over my calendula. And that is because these are trap plants, which means they like these plants, and the more bugs I have on these, the less bugs I will have on my tomatoes, my peppers, and just other plants in general. So it's something I love to include, not only for the medicinal benefits, but for the benefit of them trapping the bugs that I don't want. Now remember, if you want to keep these for medicinal purposes, this is a great time to pick them when they're full bloom like this. You just pop them off, and then you can put them on a drying rack and you can dry them out for the petals. So that's how I grow my calendula. You can grow calendula in Texas. I'm in North Texas. I do a lot of medicinal gardening. I do my calendula. I do my big, humongous elderberry. Water is key. Just make sure you're paying attention to that. I also have my comfrey over here, and I have borage growing. I have chamomile over here. They also like a partial shade to full sun, so be aware of that. And the more you pick, the more you will receive from a lot of these flowering medicinal plants. God bless you guys. Thank you for watching.